So you want to make a video game, but you don't know where to start. There's many paths you can take in your game development journey, so I'll try to point you in the right direction. There's game engines such as Unity and Unreal, and there's also code like Pygame, Python, or Java. I would recommend using game engines because it's much quicker and easier, and it just makes the whole process much more enjoyable. Nearly all modern games use game engines. If you're new to game development, you should just definitely download Unity. It's the industry standard and has the most tutorials and support on the internet. Go to unity.com and download the latest version. Start messing around with it and try to explore how it works. I would recommend watching a bunch of tutorials and just learning how the code works and spending time getting comfortable with the menus and different features like the input system, the post-processing, rigid bodies, physics, movement, raycasts, and all the other stuff. Once you're comfortable with it, I would recommend that you just join a game jam like Bracky's Game Jam. It's one of the fastest ways to learn game development because it's pressured, there's a deadline, and you'll also meet a bunch of other great people that are into game development, and they're usually pretty kind and friendly, so I would highly recommend that. There's constantly game jams going on. Just go to itch.io. I'll leave a link in the description and check out all the game jams. Even if you don't submit a game, it's still a great learning experience, and it's literally the quickest way to learn. I'm just pointing it out because I wish I had done this earlier, and I don't want you to make the same mistake as I did. If there's any topics you would like me to cover, just leave a comment and I'll literally upload a video that same day going over that topic. I just want to help out people get on their game development journey and not make the same mistakes as me. Okay, so I'll just show you the basics in Unity. I'll open up Unity and just create a new 2D project. I'll show you how to make a simple platformer game where you can move around and jump. Alright, so I have it open here. So this is your hierarchy. This is what's like in the scene here. So right now we just have our main camera, and that's what it shows here. This is our project, so this is like where you can store your 3D models and whatever, like scripts and that kind of stuff. So don't worry about understanding how everything works right at the start. You'll figure it out as you go. But I'll just create a new 2D object. And I'll create a square. Okay. I'll click on the square in the hierarchy right here, and then in the inspector window here you can see all the different stuff on the square on this object. So I'll add a component and I'll type box collider 2D and add this component. So this is just like a hitbox around the square, and I'll increase the X size and also move it down on the Y axis. So I'll also create another 2D object sprite square, and this one I'll just rename it to player, and here I'll do the same thing. I'll add a box collider. I'll right click the transform and click reset, and I'll also add a component and type rigid body 2D. So this object adds physics, so like it pushes it down so that there's gravity. There's a lot of stuff here that you don't really need to worry about right now. Just add it and then keep the default values. And we'll also add a component and type movement and select new script, create an ad. So this is the script that we'll create, and I'll just okay, so I'll just show you how to make a simple movement. So in the start method, this code gets run right when the Unity thing is started. Like it goes through this once. The update method is ran every time. So most of our code is going to be here for now. So at the top here, above all of them, I'll create a vector 2 and just call it move. And in the update method, I'll set move.x equal to input.getAxis raw. And then in these parentheses, open and closed quote, and in here type horizontal. Make sure there's no spelling mistake. I can't spell horizontal. Okay. And copy and paste this and change this to move.y and set it equal to vertical. So horizontal is A and D and vertical is W and S, and it also works with controllers, so it should be good. And then here we'll type an if statement. Okay, so now we'll set the we'll need to reference the rigid body, the physics thing. So at the top we'll create a rigid body 2D and just call it RB. And in the start method we'll set RB equal to get component, type rigid body 2D, open and close parentheses, and end it with a semicolon. So now we can use this rigid body to access our rigid body. So we can set the rigid body velocity equal to a new vector 2 with move.x as the x and rb.velocity.y as the y. So this just means it'll move left and right when we press A and D, and it doesn't change the y movement, the y speed. It doesn't matter if you understand all this stuff right away, you'll get it eventually. So then we'll also write if move.y is equal to 1, which is like if you press W, then rb.add force will just add a force going up. So now let's see if this works. Head back into Unity, press play, and you should be in the game menu here, and you can move left and right with A and D. And okay, so just come back into Visual Studio and multiply the transform.up by 30, so it should be strong enough to actually give a jumping effect. So when you press W, it jumps, but it continues moving up if you hold down W. So here, add a comma and type force mode 2d.impulse. So this makes it like an impulse, and you can lower the amount to 10 or something a bit lower now. We'll change the if statement to check if input.getKey down, and we'll check for echo.space. So this should just fix the problem of it continuously going up when you hold down W, and we'll just use the key space now. So when you press space to jump, there is no ground check, but that's not that important right now. And you can move left and right with A and D. And you can expand this however you want. You can add more squares, let me see, like this kind of thing. So yeah, this is a very simple tutorial to just help out people that are just getting started with Unity. I will be working on more complex tutorials like for more advanced people, but this was just for people getting started out. I wanted to help you out. So leave some comments in the comments below on stuff you want me to make a video on. I'll probably be making a video on driving and cars kind of stuff soon, as well as a lot of other interesting stuff. So stay tuned, it'll be a fun time. Thank you for watching, and have a great day as always.